In fact, there is an increase of almost 13% in the funds which have been allocated towards safety-related infrastructure in the current budget as compared to the previous year. The other activities on which this budget has concentrated is consolidation, that is earmarking funds for those projects which are getting completed and those projects which are critical for capacity generation, debottlenecking, and for improving the trunk route movements, which carry almost 20% of the total track area, carries almost about 60 to 70% of the total traffic. We have also given a thrust to railway electrification. We have increased our targets of railway electrification. And one of the hallmarks of the current year's budget is fiscal discipline. The railways cannot continue, as I'm sure all of you will appreciate, to work under the shadow of a fiscal inadequate situation. Because all said and done, although the railways does fulfill a very large and a very strong socially committed role, but at the same time, to keep itself afloat, it has to also look at the commercial aspect of running the organization. And without that, the other role of social support would also diminish in case we are not really able to support ourselves commercially. So one of the main thrust areas which you must have observed in this budget is fiscal discipline and consolidation. And of course, we are committed and we have given a thrust in this budget to improvement in passenger amenities also. If we have increased passenger fares to some extent, we are also committed to improving passenger amenities at various stations in a very directed manner. As far as the fiscal discipline is concerned, I am very happy to inform you that it was only during, if we talk of the previous decade from 2000-2001 till 2010-11 and maybe 12-13 also, except for 3 years, that is 2005, 6, 6, 7 and 7, 8, railways, the operating ratio, which is the sum total of the fiscal performance of the Indian Railways, has been always above 90. That means the money which is left over for internal resource generation has always remained inadequate, except for these 3 years when there was a huge buoyancy because of global economic situation being very good. There was a great buoyancy in the economy all over the world and the traffic was just booming. Freight traffic was booming, and in those 3 years we did improve our fiscal position considerably. But apart from these 3 years, the fiscal situation has always been under pressure. Now, the hallmark of this current year's budget is that we have attempted in the year 12-13 by fiscal discipline to bring down the operating ratio to below 90. And we have said that we will attempt, and I think we should be able to achieve it, 88.8 in the year 2012-13. And then move to a further improvement of 1% to about 88.7 in 2013-14. How has this been done? Well, certainly resources have been garnered. We have rationalized the freight rates at the beginning of the year. We have also rationalized passenger rates in January. To some extent that has contributed, but largely we have also ensured good housekeeping in the sense that we have not allowed the system to spend more than what it should and what it reasonably can. So the financial commissioners kept a very, very close watch on expenditure, and to avoid futile and infructuous expenditure has been a very key area of performance in the year 12-13, and that is how, because of this fiscal discipline, we were having situations where every year we would make a budget, we would spend X amount of money, we would indicate expenditure of X amount of money, and by the time the financial year was over, we would have spent maybe much more than that, and the whole operating ratio would go awry. But this year, we have ensured that the expenditure of the system is maintained within the original budget commitments.